most anticipated game of the year is finally out. And no, I'm not talking about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, even though it was a great game as well. No, I'm talking about Black Myth Wukong. And let me just say, the anticipation was worth it. It's an incredibly fun game with beautiful graphics along with stellar combat, with a story I really enjoyed. And here's my review on it. To start off, the combat was really enjoyable. From the fast-paced gameplay, from the different stances Wukong can fight in, from the many different spells at his disposal, and from the ability to transform into spirits. Out of all of Wukong's abilities, I'd say my favorites are the Immobilize spell, the Pluck of Many spell, the Cloud Step spell, and Transformation spells. Reason why I like them so much was because 1, stopping enemies dead in their tracks with Immobilize was extremely useful in getting the upper hand in less favorable situations, where an enemy is attacking relentlessly without letting up. 2, would be fighting with multiple clones is really helpful to turn a fight in your hands really quickly, because there's strength in numbers, especially when you 100 to 0 an enemy boss. Woo! 3, leaving behind a clone when things get dangerous with Cloud Step is always great, especially when you need a breather, because God knows you will facing these bosses. And finally, harnessing key powers to transform into many different spirits makes Wukong that much deadlier to face off against. However, that's not the only thing equipped in spirits to Wukong's arsenal does. They also provide Wukong with stat boosts. My favorite one that I use throughout the whole game is actually one that you face off in the very first chapter early on. It's the Wandering Wight, simply because of the bonus defense you get, making Wukong more tankier to deal with and improving survivability against tough enemies and bosses. So, it pays off to find, defeat, and collect souls of yo guys. Now, for the story. I actually really enjoyed it. And a part of the reason it was so enjoyable for me was because when you complete a chapter, you're presented with an end of chapter music video. That's right, a music video. They were honestly a treat to see and explain how certain major characters within a chapter either came to be or met their timely demise. Oh, and on a side note, I really like the fact that you can reallocate sparks without any consequences paid, allowing you to change your build freely if one build isn't working out against a specific boss. In terms of replayability, there's actually a lot of reasons to replay the game. 1, not only upon beating the game does New Game Plus unlock, meaning on your next run, you can further finish upgrading Wukong to the max of his potential and becoming the true Monkey King. The game also introduces new and stronger weapons on your second playthrough. 2, secret areas within chapters are now unlocked, meaning more additional content and bosses to defeat. And 3, there's a secret ending to the game, that one of the requirements is to beat the game a second time, along with other requirements. The only 2 minor things I disliked in Black Myth Wukong was that 1, there was no map feature, making it hard to figure out where to go next or what areas haven't been explored yet. But I figured it out, and the journey of exploration made it more fun. But it would have been helpful to have a map. And the second thing was that I wished the Destined One was able to speak. rather than being a mute the whole time. But the reason why they're minor dislikes is because I was able to deal with them and they really weren't the end of the world for me. I still love the game. And lastly, this next one isn't really a dislike, but it's something I wish the game included. I wish you could freely turn into an animal and use that as a combat ability. Like, how awesome would it have been to turn into a bird, soaring high into the sky, and drop down as Wukong, slamming your staff into a group of unexpected enemies, sending shockwaves into the ground. Or even turning into a boar and sending an enemy high up into the sky and transforming back into Wukong, slamming them back down to the ground in pillar stance. Whew. Only one could dream of the awesomeness of that. And that's my review on Black Myth Wukong. I definitely recommend this game. The combat is amazing, the graphics are beautiful, and the story music videos are a delight to watch. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any recommendations for what game I should review next, let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.